In December, New York City is used to spectacle. The lights, the crowds, the constant motion are nothing new. But this year, something different happened. Nigerians did not just blend into the city's holiday rush, they stood out. They filled the streets, the clubs, the concert halls, and the social media feeds with a level of energy that felt unmistakable. Detty December, a celebration deeply rooted in Nigerian culture, crossed the Atlantic and made itself at home in America's biggest city. New York did not slow Nigerians down, it amplified them. From Manhattan to Brooklyn, Nigerian voices, music, fashion, and presence dominated spaces usually defined by many cultures at once. This was not a quiet cultural exchange, it was a takeover. Nigerians arrived with confidence, intention, and joy, turning December nights into living proof that culture does not disappear when people migrate, it expands. Dirty December in America did not happen by accident. Nigerians in New York have spent years building community, organizing events, supporting businesses, and creating cultural spaces. December simply became the moment when all of that work reached full visibility. Nigerians who could not travel home brought the celebration with them. Parties were planned months in advance, concerts were scheduled back to back. Venues that once played mostly hip hop or electronic music shifted their sound. Afrobeats, Amapiano, and Afrofusion became the heartbeat of the city after dark. Nigerians were not guests at these events, they were the organizers, the DJs, the performers, and the crowd. New York did not host Dirty December, Nigerians staged it. Nightlife became the most obvious sign of the takeover. Clubs that rarely saw Nigerian crowds suddenly became packed with people moving in rhythm, singing lyrics loudly, and dancing without restraint. The energy felt different. It was communal, expressive, and unapologetic. Nigerians brought a style of celebration that does not rely on restraint. Parties ran late. Transitions from one event to another happened seamlessly. Entire weekends became long, flowing experiences rather than isolated nights out. For many New Yorkers, this was their first exposure to Nigerian party culture at full strength. The city adjusted, it always does, but this time it adjusted around Nigerians. Music was the engine driving everything forward. Afrobeats has already earned its place globally, but Dirty December in New York pushed it beyond playlists and charts. It became environment. DJs curated sounds specifically for Nigerian crowds, knowing the call and response moments, the dance cues, and the emotional peaks. Artists made surprise appearances. Lyrics echoed through rooms filled with people who knew every word. Even those unfamiliar with the language felt the pull. Nigerian music does not require translation, its rhythm communicates directly. During Dirty December, New York did not just hear Afrobeats, it moved to it. Fashion made the takeover impossible to ignore. Nigerians arrived dressed for celebration, not convenience. Every event looked intentional. Bold colors, tailored outfits, traditional fabrics, and luxury accessories turned nightlife spaces into visual statements. Nigerians did not dress to blend in with New York style, they elevated it. Fashion became a language of pride and presence. It communicated confidence without explanation. People noticed, cameras followed, social media amplified the moment. Dirty December became as much a visual takeover as a musical one. Food and gathering spaces became the emotional backbone of Dirty December in New York. Beyond the clubs and concerts, Nigerians created spaces where culture could breathe during the day and into the early hours of the morning. Nigerian restaurants across the city transformed into cultural headquarters. Long lines formed outside spots serving jollof rice, suya, pepper soup, nkwobi, and grilled fish. Not just because people were hungry, but because they were searching for familiarity. These places felt like Lagos conversations relocated to America. People spoke freely in Nigerian accents without code switching. Laughter was loud and unfiltered. Strangers became friends over shared plates. For many Nigerians living in New York, these food spaces grounded the celebration, reminding them that Detty December is not only about nightlife, but about connection. Eating Nigerian food during Detty December in New York made the city feel less foreign and more like home. Social media played a critical role in amplifying Nigeria's takeover of New York during Dirty December. Every night out became content. Videos of packed dance floors, DJs commanding crowds, and Nigerians dressed boldly circulated across platforms almost instantly. Nigerians back home watched clips from New York and recognized the rhythm immediately. The energy felt familiar. Nigerians in other parts of the diaspora felt inspired and motivated to replicate the experience. Dirty December became borderless. Social media did not just document the celebration, it extended it. It allowed Nigerians to celebrate together across continents, reinforcing a shared identity that transcends geography. New York became a reference point in a global Nigerian December narrative. The city was no longer just hosting events, it was starring in them. What made Dirty December in New York especially powerful was authenticity. Nigerians were not trying to impress outsiders or dilute their culture to fit American expectations. They celebrated exactly as they would back home. That authenticity was magnetic. Friends of friends joined. Curious New Yorkers followed the energy. People who had never attended Nigerian events before found themselves dancing, laughing, and participating fully. There were no instructions, no explanations. Nigerian celebration does not require translation, it invites you in naturally. This openness reflected how Dirty December works in Nigeria itself. You show up and you belong. That same spirit carried through New York, turning private cultural expression into shared experience. Dirty December in New York also shifted how Nigerians were perceived in America. Too often, immigrant narratives focus on struggle, sacrifice, and survival. While those stories are real, Dirty December showed another truth. Nigerians are joyful. Nigerians are influential. Nigerians shape culture. During December, Nigerians were not defined by their professions or immigration status. They were defined by presence, by celebration, by confidence. New York did not see Nigerians as guests. It saw them as tastemakers. That shift matters. It reframes Nigerian identity through power rather than limitation, joy rather than endurance. By the end of December, it was impossible to deny what had happened. Nigerians did not simply celebrate in New York, they altered the city's rhythm. Dirty December in America proved that Nigerian culture does not fade in diaspora. It expands, it adapts, it arrives fully formed. Nigerians carried home with them wherever they gathered. New York felt it. The city absorbed the music, the fashion, the food, and the confidence. And when Nigerians eventually returned to their daily routines, the imprint remained. Dirty December in New York was not a one-time moment. It was a declaration. Wherever Nigerians go, celebration follows. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story of Nigerians taking over New York during Dirty December, make sure you subscribe for more Nigerian news, culture, and diaspora stories from around the world. Stay connected, stay proud. We'll see you in the next one.